Ultimate used by Dark Lady. That will screw things up, definitely. Witchslayer will fall, but at what cost right here? DreamHoN will get locked down and keep it the force. And again, a very good executed fight here from the Legion team. DreamHoN is still well alive, though. He still has that token alive for just under a minute now. And the Legion team, everyone will survive in the end. Very, very well played on their part yet again. So they do hold off the push. They clean up a fight. And QsQ, man, I mean, they've been in a hole this whole game, but honestly, they're fighting. And there's a possibility of a comeback here.
Really impressive just coordination. This is really, really fun to watch. Just their positioning, the way that they're all on the same page, they're communicating perfectly. Yeah, they have a fighting chance. They're looking really, really good. Nox is actually doing a lot of damage, and that Basher is actually proven to be very, very useful. It's really getting some good procs. And I really, really do like it. The one thing I just want to criticize just a tiny little bit is just I still don't understand the Geometer's Bane. It's still good very, very late, so I think we'll see some good use for that. Unfortunately, the Dragon, he did use his own Geometer's Bane a little bit early, as right after he used it, like Keeper of the Forest kept it in place. I feel like he could have actually gotten a kill on a Dark Lady had he waited to pop it after the Keeper of the Forest ultimate. But yeah, nonetheless, very, very good positioning from the Legion side. And actually, look at that experience gap. It's only 1,000 now.
Yeah, it is definitely gone down. Obviously, having a level 25 hero may be a reason for that, reducing a little bit. Can't get any more experience. DreamHoN is looking to turn things around. Glacius will barely pour it out with his life right there. He saw that dragon from in the woods, and I'm sure he was screaming like a little girl, but he is able to survive, so that's the good news. But yeah, you're right. The experience gap is practically identical now. The gold gain is still, it's a comfortable lead for the Hellborn team, but definitely has gone down. And like I said, being 45, 46 minutes in, QsQ really is making a strong stand here, and you said it. It's very impressive on their part. It really is very, very fun to watch in the sense that they're communicating. It's so obvious. They're focusing the same targets. They're doing things as a team, as they should be, especially in those epic team fights. And it seems like Master of Arms, we're so focused on wanting to see the offensive Master's Call. I don't know if he's gotten it off in these fights because he keeps getting focused right off the bat, and it seems like he drops so quickly. So, yeah, again, all across the board, very good news for QsQ in the sense of making a comeback here. But still, if you're on the Hellborn team, if you're PUDG, you still do have a lead, and, you still do have a DreamHoN who now has a wing bow, actually. That's what he picked up in place of the Token of Life not being in there anymore.
Well, Dark Lady with that Basher in before the Dark Blade's activated, look how much damage he's pumping out. Basically 300 damage.
Oh, jeez.
And it's really, despite all of Master of Arms' items, it's making him look like paper. I mean, just cutting through him, honestly. Actually cutting through the entire team, I must say. Especially with that cleave ability from the Rune Cleaver. And Dark Lady is sitting at basically full items. She has enough for that Symbol of Rage if she wants to. She wouldn't have buyback, I believe, if she purchased it. So she's waiting for a little bit more gold. So she's basically maxed out, as well as this DreamHoN who has a wing bow. So, yeah, I think things are looking kind of good on both sides. And actually, the experience lead is now in favor of QsQ. 900 experience lead for them.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, I think a little bit of that has to do with you have a level 25 DreamHoN. He's been that for a little bit of time now. So, of course, he can't get any more experience. And, maybe that has a little bit to do with it. But still, it's definitely impressive nonetheless. And it does show and really prove you that the QsQ, by all means, they're definitely in this game now. And this is a comeback in the making here. So, and something we really I stressed this earlier, how Keeper of the Forest had so much armor on himself, but he is passing around that Nature's Veil quite a bit as well, and even going to those fights. And again, I'm not looking for that specifically, but I'm sure he's been passing it around, getting ready for the engagements, and that's plus 12 armor to whoever he has it on. And again, against DreamHoN, who's dishing out a lot of physical damage now in this part of the game, that is very beneficial for you as a team. So that having the Demonic Breastplate, obviously very helpful. And he is on his way to what I'm thinking, and I think the only item, in fact, is going to be a Frostfield plate here with that plate mill that he has picked up. So a little bit more gold. He needs, of course, the Acolyte Staff, and then I think it's 600 for the pattern. So he's actually getting pretty close to having that. And again, that'll definitely be another useful item for the team. So the Hellborn side, you can tell that they're kind of slowing things down a little bit themselves. Actually, Witchslayer is going to get caught here in the middle lane. He turns around with the Hellfire. There's a silver bullet, but Dark Lady joins that party, and Witchslayer is just going to get destroyed here. As a result, you do see, however, another engagement going on, and it's actually another pick onto Luna got picked off. So the Hellborn team is completely spread out now. DreamHoN is running into the illusions. He's trying to just get to the woods right here. He activates the Blazing Flight. Dark Lady jumps on a Master of Arms, so Master of Arms does get the Shrunken Head off. And look at Dark Lady starting to drop. DreamHoN is focus firing. There's a Storm Spirit, but Dark Lady is in so much trouble. This Hellfire right as soon as she comes down, and the double tap picked up by Tiori right there on DreamHoN and the Legion team now. They will fight back. Of course, Witchslayer did buy back to set up the turnaround there.
It's kind of funny that Cataclysmic Assault just kind of shoots in all directions. Like, he wasn't even targeting the Glacius at all, and I just see, like, Bloodbath. I'm like, wait, who died? Oh, Glacius. He killed Glacius. What? So it's kind of funny, but yeah, good timing of that Shrunken Head, by the way, from Draconis, using it right after that Tree Ultimate, and that's what he definitely needs to do. Demonic Breastplate now, by the way, finished up on Paulus. There is a mention, a buyback has been used on Witchslayer, so now he has joined the fight once again. And that's definitely important. And I think these racks actually might fall. There is no buyout. Actually, there is a buyout available on Dark Lady. I feel like, yep, there she is. She does buy out. So we're going to still have a fight brewing.
Yes, we are. In fact, is that Dark Lady? Oh my god, Dark Lady, that's a very risky move. She needs this team support. She's getting locked down, though. Witchslayer joins the party. There goes the Shining Strike. The Shrunken Head is activated, and now Witchslayer will draw shortly after. Look at the Cataclysmic Assault, though. Once again, just spreading damage, but the Legion team playing very nice with that Glacial Downpour in the face. Dragon Flame going to be used. Gets one kill. An Immortal Streak now for Draconis. And he still has that Demon's Master's Call. He kicks out Dark Lady right there. The Immortal Streak continues for Draconis. Will they get picked off? Yes, he will. 825 gold bonus from Ali right there. And now Master of Arms and Aluna are on the run. Draconis does buy back, to remember he has post haste, and yes, he used it. He's going to be joining the fight any second now. Polywalk free, Storm Speed in the air. The Fidget Stun canceled in mid-animation, but Draconis joins the party, and the Cataclysmic Assault once again destroying the Legion team. Keeper of the Force will fall, and Dark Lady, though, she too buys back, and Draconis will fall back with the rest of the team. So, man, I know so many things happening there. We totally forgot it, but yeah, an Immortal Streak even coming out from Draconis, dying shortly after. But in the end, they do hold off the eventual base push. So you could say Q Squad in that sense, you know, they accomplished that.
Yeah, Bubbles unfortunately missed a couple of spells right there, but the biggest thing was Paulus again with a very, very clutch defensive Master's Call. You saw it too. Dark Lady was just a couple more auto attacks away from killing that dragon, but the defensive Master Call actually made it turn the kill on her, in fact. Mitigating a lot of damage coming out onto Draconis. So really well placed, well timed, I should say, defensive Master Call coming out from Paulus. Of course, Nox did buy out twice. That should signal a very, very red flag there for PUDG. If they do get a kill on Dark Lady while they're pushing, that is basically game over. So.
Oh yeah, no, Dark Lady dies here. It is, I think obviously it depends on a lot more things than just simply being game over, but it very likely could be a game over with Dark Lady dies because, not having that buyback in a situation like this is so crucial. You see Congra, this, I believe it's going to be the second Congra kill, so no bananas just yet, but it will be a token of life. I am curious. I don't know if Draconis is going to pick this up. I mean, he literally doesn't have an item slot. Like, I don't think there's anything he can get rid of here, so it's going to be Master of Arms. So it was Bananas, so that was the third one. I apologize. So Master of Arms will get Bananas, and Witchslayer will get the token of life here. So, yeah, Draconis, though, he has full items here now. Full items go. So all this gold that he's saving up is really just for that one buyback and then, whatever else after. But Bubbles is going to pour it back before he gets jumped at the top lane. The fact that all the racks are still up in this game I do find pretty astonishing, too.
I know.
We're now 52 minutes in, and the racks for both sides really haven't even been touched yet.
I know, it's crazy. Now the token of life is now on Witchslayer, as well as Bananas on the Master of Arms. And Master of Arms, he's actually be dishing out a lot of damage. One thing I like to see, too, we've seen it sometimes in Master of Arms. It seems a little bit trolly, but, of course, we've been seeing a lot more, is that Charged Hammer, or that, what's the one before? But anyway,
Thunderclaw.
Thunderclaw. It actually it has a very high chance to proc, obviously, with that the red, very fast rapid fire.
Yeah.
And I would like to see that maybe that picked up on him. Of course, with the Shrunken Head pickup on Dark Lady, it kind of mitigates that a little bit. But let's look at that. It's actually at 6 seconds right now for Dark Lady. So with her having no buyouts and basically full gold, I'd like to see her either replace that or buy that Symbol of Rage. She is quite close to it. She's maybe about 800 gold away, but she needs to buy something, of course. With no buybacks, you need to spend that gold.
You need to, exactly. In a game like this, you absolutely... It's very debatable just to save up as much gold as she does. As you said, if she is going for a Symbol of Rage, then she does need a little bit more, and then that's fine. But you also did argue, getting 4 more seconds as a rebuy of a Shrunken Head, that could definitely be very beneficial as well. So we'll see what choice Nox decides to make. Again, at the very least, you hope for their sake that she does use that gold here going into another team fight. And it looks like the team fight could be coming up shortly because the Hellborn team in PUDG, they are making an advancement now, so I'm keeping an eye on Dark Lady to see if anything is actually purchased as this happens here. They're going to move towards the top lane, actually. There we go with the Slayer actually purchased. So she wants a Savage Mace. She's going to be a little bit shy of being able to finish it. Luna actually getting talboted to the ledge right there. That's kind of funny, but she's fine in the end. So he's okay. He is actually a little bit close now It's going to be so close. I don't think he's going to get it before this fight, though. And so, you know, he's got a little bit of a damage increase from picking up the Slayer, but he's not going to get his next big item. He's going to be just shy of picking it up. That's going to be so unfortunate for Darklady here.
Yeah.
As the Hellborn team, they are making an advance. It's really perfect timing on their part. Okay, there's he needs 1,600, of course, so 100 more gold, but the melee racks is going to start dropping. Here we go. Initiation has commenced. So Polywire Priest jumps in. Draconis being locked down with the War Trap, but the Cataclysmic Assault, the Shrunken is activated, and again, the right clicks are so powerful. Darklady in the front ground. He will just disintegrate as if he's nothing. He's down for 80 seconds. No buyback going to happen, and as we talked about, that's very likely going to be the game as a result of that. You do not see the Legion team coming through with Darklady dead, so they are just completely all falling back as a team. Darklady is still the only one dead. But without her, I mean, they literally can do nothing against this Hellborn team. So would not be surprised to see the GG's called shortly here and a victory coming out for PUDG. Bubbles will jump in, but he'll portal key away almost as if he's trolling them. They're doing whatever they can to delay this. He is up in another 50 seconds, but that's so much time when your racks are just dropping so hot right here. Yeah, you see the range racks just dying not even 5 seconds. So they're going to work their way towards bottom, and they're going to go for Mega Creeps, and I don't see Darklady getting up before Mega Creeps spawn here.
Yeah, even if they wanted to initiate without Darklady, the Keeper of the Forest ultimate is still on cooldown, so they don't even have that to use at their disposal. The ultimate, or actually she jumps in still regardless. There's a stun. Cool. There's a very big ultimate from Behemoth. Does so much damage. Bubbles is actually in a lot of trouble. Storm Spirit coming out on a Luna. The Tiori is getting a lot of kills right there. All that magic damage. There's a GD well played. And that will be the game. So we are going to see a Game 3 between QsQ and PUDG.
Wow. I mean, that definitely had a very solid potential of going or finishing the series there with Q Squad making a little bit of a comeback there at the end. But in the end, Draconis is powerful. That's the lesson we learned here yet again today. Obviously, a very, very powerful hero, excellent farming hero, and did a lot of work that game. Not to take away from his team, though, by any means, because as a team, they looked pretty impressive as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Draconis, they put him in a favorable lane. He did fine, and they just played it much differently than they did the game one. And I mean, are we going to see a Draconis? But I feel like we're going to have to. I mean, that hero just seems to be too hard to deal with, really. Unless you get equal amount of farm on the opposite carry, but unfortunately, we just didn't see that. Yeah,
you know, again, you got to give credit to Nox. He tried his darnest there. To farm it up. It was so obvious with his early item build, you know, into the Geometer Span and then into the Whispering Helm even after that he was going for much more of just a very passive, just sit back and wanted to just eventually out-farm Draconis in the end and get too big for them to deal with, but never really wasn't able to ultimately get to that stage. And they had a hell of a couple of great fights. Q Squad looked very good, as we kept mentioning throughout that game there, standing their ground and forcing, or not forcing, but getting a comeback opportunity. Yep. But again, in the end, Draconis, Tior there for PUDG, as well as just the rest of the team. Great team support. Master of Arms especially. You got to, I think MVP is definitely Payless there.
Oh, yeah.
On Master of Arms. Fantastic ultimates and great presence overall in that game, I'm sure.
Yeah, very, very clutch ultimates. It seems like he was always using it off of cooldown. Yeah. And again, at level 3, that's a 40-second cooldown, especially the very end there. Darklady trying to pound in, get that very desperate kill. It would have been an immortal streak, by the way, for her. Yeah. Molly actually was the one that got credit for that. But Paul was a very, very clutch save right there. They actually were able to turn it on a Darklady, so really well played by him.
Draconis, 20 kills, 6 assists, only 1 death. He got the immortal streak. Not too often we get to see that. And 742 gold per minute. No big deal. That is going to do it, though, for game number 2. So game number 3, guys, is going to be coming up here on Honcast.com. Stay tuned. Q Squad taking on PUDG. Who is going to win? Who will be eliminated? We'll find out next. Stay tuned.